He is the man who built Formula One into the multi-billion-dollar business it is today. Bernie Ecclestone is the power behind the glamour of Formula One. There are not many sports in existence that can attribute their success to one individual. Formula One, however, is one of them, and Bernie is seen as the man who has turned Grand Prix racing into a multi-billion-dollar business, with one of the biggest television sporting audiences in the world. In 1972, Bernie bought Brabham's Formula One team and negotiated financial terms for all Formula One teams. After selling Brabham, he moved on to negotiating TV rights for Formula One.
You began as a team boss. Do you miss that competitive cut and thrust with other team managers?
I've got even more now.
While involved with the Brabham team, Bernie forged an alliance with Max Mosley, owner of the British March Formula One team. The two later spearheaded the Formula One Constructors Association, and while Bernie and Max are now widely perceived as the establishment, back in the day, Max and Bernie were the rebels who challenged and changed the way things were done. He became chief executive in 1978 with Max as his legal advisor, and together they negotiated a series of legal issues with the FIA, culminating in Bernie securing the right for Formula One Constructors Association to negotiate television contracts for the Grand Prix for the next 100 years. Despite heart surgery and triple coronary bypass in 1999, Bernie has remained as energetic as always in promoting his own business interests. He has made Formula One team owners and drivers multi-millionaires. And along the way, he's become one of the richest men in England, if not the world. The Sunday Times Rich List of 2003 ranked Bernie the third richest person in the United Kingdom, with an estimated fortune of $2,400 million. He fell to 8th place in 2004, and by 2006 the Rich List placed him 13th, with an estimated net worth of $2,243 million. Bernie married Slavica Ecclestone, a Croatian former Armani model who was 28 years his junior in 1984, with whom he has two daughters, Tamara and Petra. Although in his 70s, the billionaire is still seated firmly behind the wheel of the Formula One media machine, attributing his continued success to luck, experience and stamina. In 2002, Bernie signed a deal with Shanghai to help the city host the Formula One Grand Prix races from 2004 to 2010 on the city's $240 million German-designed racetrack. The deal was a victory for China, which has been trying to join the European-dominated Formula One club for more than a decade, and was up against countries such as Turkey and Russia, who also built tracks with an eye to hosting Formula One races. The Formula One administration was hoping the Chinese Grand Prix would bring more fans to the sport by tapping the country's population of 1.3 billion people.
Worldwide exposure. Yeah, I mean, this race will be viewed by probably more than 300 million people.
Bernie Ecclestone made Formula One what it is, and he rules the sport with a mixture of fear, respect and acute business acumen. He deserves all the credit for transforming the sport into the huge global brand that it is today. Rahul Dravid, a cricketer who effortlessly blends an old-world talent with new-age professionalism, is the best number 3 batsman to play for India and might even be considered one of the best ever by the time his career is done. He already averages around 60 at that position, more than any regular number 3 batsman in the game's history, barring Australian legend Don Bradman. Ever since he burst onto the scene in 1996, Rahul has been one of the main pillars of the Indian batting lineup, with his blend of technical expertise and stylish strokes. In a side bristling with dashing batsmen, he's one of the key components of the side, also lending his talent to wicket-keeping duties. When Rahul began playing Test cricket, he was quickly stereotyped as a technically correct player, capable of impressive defence tactics against the best attacks, earning him the nickname The Wall. Unusually for a batsman, he also averages more runs overseas than at home. But as impressive as his statistics are, they cannot represent the extent of his importance to India or the beauty of his batsmanship. In 2004, Rahul captained the team to a stunning victory over Pakistan for their first Test success on Pakistani soil in 21 attempts. He was in career best form with a first innings score of 270, helping the team on to their historic win. India hailed its cricket team's historic maiden Test series victory as one of the finest moments in the country's cricketing history. He is regarded as a hero among Indian fans who love his style of play and the effort he makes in bringing his sport to the people. The euphoria lasted, as it was India's first series win against Pakistan since 1979 to 1980. After the Test was over, Rahul was awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India for his contribution to cricket. In the 2005 ICC Awards, he was the only Indian to be named to the World One-Day squad of 12. In 2003, Rahul married Vijeta Pendharkar, a doctor by profession. Their son Samit was born the following year. Most of his teammates felt that the cricketer would continue to be the heartthrob of millions of Indians despite losing his bachelor image. Rahul was named World Player of the Year at the inaugural International Cricket Council Awards in 2004, chosen by a panel of former cricketing greats, national captains, umpires and referees.
I'm really happy and honoured to be selected. And yes, I think it's a motivation to try and do well and keep maintaining the standards.
His career has not been without controversy when in 2004 he was fined for ball tampering during India's win over Zimbabwe. He was charged under the Code of Conduct, which refers to the changing of the condition of the ball during the match in Australia. Close-up television footage during the match had shown the Indian player rubbing a cough lozenge on the ball. Often compared to Indian legend Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul is credited with raising the standard of Indian cricket. Well respected by opposition countries, he has played the game with exemplary courage, commitment and passion and has been one of the biggest icons of cricket and a role model for the youth of the country. Rahul Dravid has cemented his status as one of cricket's greats. Australian leg spinner Shane Warne has cricket fans all over the world glued to their TV screens. When Shane wraps his fingers around the ball, you can guarantee that he's out there to win. He keeps the batsmen on their toes and no two deliveries are ever the same. His experience on the pitch and his cricket know-how allow Shane to vary the ball's pace, spin and flight. The batsman has no idea what Shane will produce next. One of Wisden's 5 cricketers of the 20th century, Shane holds the world record for highest number of international wickets, and it's easy to see why he's regarded by many as the best spin bowler in cricket history. Wide deliveries will suddenly turn and head straight for the stumps, causing the batsman to make on-the-spot decisions, often mistakes. When he's not increasing his record number of Test wickets, Shane spends time helping to improve spin bowling skills amongst youngsters in England.
I think it's my duty to sort of make sure to keep that spin bowling brotherhood going around all over the world.
Shane launched the scheme, which is aimed at 8 to 11-year-olds, and demonstrated to the young cricketers the art of spin bowling, giving them advice as well as tips and techniques. As well as his cricketing successes, Shane is known for his colourful private life, complete with scandals, indiscretion and mistakes. In 2003, Shane received a 12-month ban after testing positive to a diuretic, which can be used to mask other drugs. He's also been scrutinised by the media for his marital infidelities and for accepting money from an Indian bookmaker in 1994. Despite his indiscretions, Shane was still an influential public figure and was offered various corporate endorsements that played on his tarnished reputation.
My hair's looking as lush as an English creton.
Hey, this one's for you. Good on you.
In 2005, he joined fellow cricketers Graham Gooch and Greg Matthews and rugby great Austin Healey in having his receding hair replaced. But Shane also has a softer side, and in 2005 he went to Sri Lanka to raise funds for tsunami victims. Shane selected Sri Lanka from all the tsunami-hit countries because he had achieved some important personal milestones in his career playing in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka, as I said, was pretty important to me. It was an important time in my life when I came back to Test cricket at Galle. It was my favourite tour, a favourite Test match I've ever been on in 1992, so it's got a lot of special memories for me.
Shane even organised that some of the money that was raised through his foundation, which is for underprivileged children, would be channelled into tsunami relief efforts. Shane's reputation on and off the field receives mixed reactions from cricketing and the wider public. Remarkably, the public are always eager to forgive the Australian, just as long as he continues to produce his bowling magic every time he steps onto the field. There's one thing that everyone agrees on, and that's that he has incredible talent and bowling ability. Shane Warne is recognised as one of, if not the greatest, leg spin bowler in history. English cricket all-rounder Andrew Flintoff is a larger-than-life character who's widely seen as a favourite amongst fans. His hard-hitting, fast bowling and eager-to-party reputation has breathed new life into the sport. In just a few short years, the once frequently injured and unfit cricketer reinvented himself. He returned to the game fitter than ever and was no longer compared to some of the game's greats. He was spoken about as if he was one of them. Andrew is frequently called Fred or Freddie. It's a name that was given to him back when he played county cricket, thanks to the similarities between him and the cartoon character Fred Flintstone. Andrew isn't just considered an all-rounder, he's considered one of the game's best all-rounders. When he's placed under pressure, he delivers. There seems to be no limit to what this cricketer can achieve. No wonder everyone wants to look like him. Andrew is said to possess the safest pair of hands of any cricketer, with many having trouble finding a fault in this fully developed athlete. Andrew's passion for the sport didn't begin at school, it began at home with his father and brothers. As he grew up playing for England at every age level, he even captained the under-19 side. In 1998, at the age of 20, he was picked for England's last 2 tests of the summer. The following years, he was part of England's World Cup squad. The start of his international career was hampered by injuries, but in 2002 he scored his first Test century playing against New Zealand. His form continued to improve in 2003 against South Africa, but the best was yet to come. In 2005, England won back the Ashes for the first time since 1987, after the 5th and final test against Australia ended in a draw, giving the hosts a 2-1 victory in the series. England's captain, Michael Warne, particularly praised Andrew after he took 4 for 79, captured 3 wickets in the first innings and scored 2 half-centuries. Cricket fans reacted with jubilation at England's victory, but none were more euphoric than the players from both present and the past. Apparently, the Queen was as gripped by England's Ashes win over Australia as the rest of England's viewing public. Andrew was honoured by the reaction of the nation.
see the amount of people turned out for us down the streets of London, hanging out of buildings, hanging out of offices. And you turn up at Trafalgar Square for 50,000 people, all cheering us on. It was a special moment.
Andrew was elevated to the captaincy in 2006 and took his new responsibilities in his giant stride, showing the capacity to lift his teammates with sound, if conventional leadership, while maintaining his status as the world's best all-rounder.
I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. I'm involved in the game, like you say, anyway. Back, ball, field, slip. It's one more thing I'm looking forward to doing. And you know, the workload I have is quite tough anyway, but one thing is I'm probably in control of my destiny now.
Prior to becoming captain, Andrew and South African batsman Jacques Kallis were named joint winners of the Sir Garfield Sobers Trophy for International Cricketer of the Year.
It's unbelievable, to be honest. Like I said on the stage before, somebody said 2 or 3 years ago I'd be stood on a stage with Jacques Kallis receiving an award like this. You know, I thought they were joking. It's great because obviously my wife's here, my mum and dad are here. Neil Furber with the pole back for friends are here as well, so it's a special moment.
Andrew Flintoff's contributions have proven to be crucial to England's team. That's why he's considered one of the best. Fernando Alonso. This is the name that is making waves in the Formula One arena. A young, talented, exciting Spaniard who's got the world of racing at his feet. In a sport that has been dominated by a handful of select drivers, Alonso has brought with him a dynamic and unstoppable attitude that catapulted him to the winner's podium in 2005 and made him the youngest ever world champion at age 24. The Spanish sensation has sent sparks flying and in his path has introduced Spain to a new passion, Formula One. For all his youth, Alonso still has more experience of racing than far older rivals. From an unglamorous background, with his father employed as a mining explosives expert and his mother working in a department store, the champion's career started at the tender age of 3. His father had made a kart for Alonso's older sister, but Alonso took over and by the age of 13 he was a Spanish champion. The World Junior Kart title followed, and in 2000, while competing in the junior and now defunct F3000 series, he became Minardi's test driver. Yet as a boy, Grand Prix racing was barely on Alonso's radar. Spanish television showed only occasional highlights, and motorcycling was far more popular. Alonso even said he could have walked past Schumacher without either man recognising the other. Once with Minardi and then with Renault, Alonso was soon on the fast track to success. The race that proved to be the turning point for Alonso was the 2005 Brazilian Grand Prix. He finished 3rd, snatching the world title from Schumacher with 2 races to go. Speaking afterward, Alonso recognised the incredible opportunity that had been placed at his feet, but still felt the need for new targets to aim for. Considering every one of the 1,000 or so people in the Renault team as world champions as well as himself, the typically humble and matter-of-fact Alonso was quietly confident of their future Formula One success.
We did a good job in the winter. The team prepared a winning car, and you know, Giancarlo and me, we are doing our job, which is drive the car, no mistakes, finish the races, and bring victories to the team. And everything is working perfectly now. The team is very strong and very confident to keep this position.
If Alonso's rare maturity and self-confidence for one so young is any indication, then his future is assured. One who loves to entertain friends and family with card tricks and sleight of hand, Alonso is also an accomplished mimic and passionate Real Madrid supporter. He's now as famous in Spain as any of their Galactico players. Despite the fame, there is nothing flash or brash about the softly spoken champion. He appears to prefer a quiet life over basking in the media spotlight. Yet, on the track, this shy and diffident young man has transformed himself into an aggressive and determined racer who is relentlessly quick. There are no doubters now, and there's only one question left to ask. How many more titles can Fernando Alonso win?